Hello and welcome to another episode of A Closer Look. Thank you for joining us. The World Bank, at its 9th edition of its annual economic update, held a press conference recently, focusing on Papua New Guinea's economic long-term and global context based on education, outlining a recovery to pre-COVID output levels.
As the economy recovers slowly to pre-pandemic levels, the government reduced the fiscal shortfall from 8.8% of gross domestic product in 2020 to 1.4% in 2023, leading to the end of the year with a whopping 3.9%. Since May 2023, the Bank of PNG has allowed a moderate depreciation of the kina to address foreign exchange issues. Despite that, the World Bank's 9th edition, with the reopening of the Porgera mine, economic growth is projected to increase to 4.8% this year. Senior World Bank economist for PNG, Ruslan Poinkiviski, expressing that investing in your children is the way forward for PNG's economy.
So there is growth, but this growth does not translate into improvement of living standards of the population. Of course, you see a problem is there. Now, how to resolve this problem? We point out to many different dimensions. Of course, the overall approach would be to start investing some of the resource revenues that the country has into physical capital, into human capital, into better business environment so that the growth rates are higher.
With the PNG economic update based on analysis on urgent need for investment in children's education and teaching quality education, Senior World Bank education specialist for PNG, Joy Wong, stated the reasons.
The global evidence is clear. Education and the skills it creates is central for PNG's development. Indeed, the most important asset that PNG has is not its natural resources or even its geographic location. It is your people. Education is key from the individual's perspective. It equips workers with better skills to gain better jobs, to be more productive and more resilient to the changing world of work. We also know that better educated mothers raise healthier and more educated children. Education is also key for societies, as it's associated with more civic participation, trust, and political awareness. And there is strong empirical evidence that education is a key ingredient for economies, higher income, higher growth, and poverty reduction.
Results now shown clearly that Papua New Guinea's most important asset is its people. To emphasize more, World Bank lead economist for Pacific, Lars Sodergaard, reciprocates.
There is not a single country in the world that have faced the education challenges that PNG is facing and have been able to address them with shrinking budgetary allocations. To improve outcomes, this needs to change. Let me give an example on this on the textbook front. Half of PNG's primary students do not have their own textbook. What would it cost to address that? We estimate that it would cost north of 300 million kina. How much was in this year's budget? Only 22 million. So the gap between what is needed and what is allocated are just staggering. The good news is PNG is ready to face these challenges given both global and knowledge here from PNG on what to do and how to do it. And doing so will yield very large economic returns. Indeed, PNG is not alone in the world in facing exactly these types of challenges.
Sodegard said urgent change is needed to make sure PNG's education system gives young people the best chance at building a strong future and contributing to their country.
After this break, we will take a look at the first of its kind PNG Protein Hub. Stay with us. Welcome back to a closer look. Knowing how popular lamb is in Papua New Guinea, PNG Trading has initiated a project called PNG Protein Park, known as the P3 Project, to locally produce meat in the country. This project aspires to produce and distribute meat locally, reducing the dependence on import products.
According to the Observatory of Economic Complexity, Papua New Guinea imports sheep and goat meat valued at around 335 million kina annually. In 2022 alone, PNG imported 283.1 million kina of sheep and goat meat, making it the 23rd largest importer worldwide. To improve food security, meat consumers in PNG can now expect the first fresh local lamb cuts from animals bred by a project led by PNG Trading and partners at Sogeri's Koitaki farm in the Central Province.
The company, you probably have seen other videos by our managing director on why he decided to settle in breeding sheep in Papua New Guinea. I'm pretty sure when they did the market survey, they found out that we Papua New Guineans eat quite a lot of lamb fat. So they said, why can't we have our own sheep industry so that we can make our own lamb fat for our local needs. So that's how we settled on coming up.
PNG Trading Executive Manager Kevin Wright states that the sheep currently bred at the Koitaki farm are originally called Australian Meat Master, but will be rebranded to Toya Kina.
So PNG's been in business 100 years. We celebrate that in August this year, so we're looking forward to that. The PX3, the cost to our business, the cost to anybody who wants to start in that venture is around 7 million kina. So the lambs need to, the sheep need to be around about 40 kilo, okay? Probably that's around 8 months, so they've got to be around 8 months, and then we'll start breeding them. It's only because they've got to be developed internally to be able to handle the weight of a baby. So.
On November 18, 2023, 30 goats, 139 female lambs, 10 purebred Meat Master lamb, and 4 purebred Meat Master male lambs were flown from Toowoomba in Queensland to Koitaki. They were loaded into 4 huge wooden crates and flown by Nauru Airlines, arriving at Jackson's and taken into convoy to their new home, the PNG Protein Park at Koitaki in the Sogeri Valley. Ralph Yambu, the project liaison officer and man in charge of the P3 farm at Koitaki, stated that with the flock expected to increase to 1,800 breeding ewes over the next few years, PNG Trading plans on providing opportunities for local communities to participate in the new industry.
Objective of the PX3 sheep project is to breed, distribute and encourage nucleus estate concept in farming, where we will breed all the animals here and then we give some animals to local farmers to raise, and then they will sell it back to the company. So we will buy it, maybe fatten it at some point of time down the line, and then when it's ready for slaughter, we will bring it in for slaughtering.
A slaughterhouse will be established in Gereu, Stage 6, in NCD to prepare the meat for supply to the local market. Retired Major Jerry Singorok, a director of the Melanesian Trustee Service Limited and the Pacific Balance Fund Unit holder, expressed his views on BNG Trading's expansion into the agriculture sector, knowing how popular sheep meat is in PNG.
It's so important that we should not rely on imported protein. In this case, if we can raise our own meat, then we'll be able to add value to our own economy. At the same time, because the BNG has a greater program to train and work with local communities, so you enable the communities to be involved in joint partner arrangements, so that the farmers also make something out of it instead of just being consumers. And they learn a new skill altogether. So it's critical. But more importantly, we cut down the amount of I call it junk food. You know, the lamb flaps and whatever that we're bringing in, the protein level is so low. So it's important that we raise our own and we give our customers the best in terms of food security, but at the same time within the acceptable standards of consumption of meat, which is healthy.
He said that sheep meat is very popular in PNG, but it comes with a high price. This means families are restricted to cheaper meat cuts, so huge quantities of meat products are imported and sold locally. Retired Major Singorok congratulated the BNG Trading on this ambitious project.
I think we started this journey 7 years ago, where we were able to allocate them about 2,000 hectares of prime land, and it took them a long time. It took us all a long time as part of joint venture, for them to actually bring in the sheep, and now they've got them in, and we just want to congratulate them. There are issues on the way. I want to just say thank you to the government agencies, NACIA, Customs, and at the same time thank BNG for taking the initiative, because I think what BNG has done is an example to many private companies that can also participate in developing the economy to address the issue of food security.
Investing in a protein hub is a way forward and a big achievement for the country.
So when they have lambs, so lambs for
We will now take a quick break, and when we return, we will take a closer look at an association inspired to ensure safe markets for a safe society. You're watching A Closer Look. A group of resilient mothers from the 8 Mile settlement in Port Moresby banded together to pursue their goal of creating a safe market, safe community and city for all women. The mothers from Gordon's Market banded together to form an association called Safe City, Safe Market for Women Association. They are now working together with authorities to create a safe space in the notorious Gordon's Market.
Master James first came to Port Moresby over 2 decades ago in search of a better life. She has been involved in the informal sector as a market vendor to support herself and her family. After being chased many times by police and subject to many injustices, in 2013, she and other women vendors, with the help of UN Women, NCDC, police and volunteers, formed the Safe City, Safe Market for Women Association. Since then, they have registered as a small business called Artwork Mama Investment and have provided community and welfare services for children and vulnerable women in their community.
Plenty mama man paiti muna all come na make mo sana mi plato ko ke mi making one plus safe house na so police staff na to use bakarin safe house go na one mama to mi kat one lig house ta ba mi garin go.
Mrs. James said they have assisted many women victims of gender-based violence in the city.
Na mas pla meriem kami mi pla salugati muna molok sango suppose mi pla lugi mo some hard lo go big lo man blogen tu mi pla sabay ticket na go big lo place blon tu.
They also have a daycare center for their children, and it is being looked after by Ruben Hagwai.
Mi pla lugi mo pikini ron lo market na staff. So mi pla saving custom na pikini ron staff so am right you mi making one pla child care center na.
Hagwai believes it is his duty as a Christian to be of service to his community.
I don't expect anything big, but I want to volunteer because I desire to save the community, save the mothers, and save the kids, child there.
However, the biggest challenge for the mothers lies ahead, which is the safety and well-being in the marketplace.
Kain kama pinche lo gorich maget. Monin mi blakam be do em bruk binis. SKM all brukin binis. Ogola all brukin binis. All karingo binis. O toilet inside. Mi blakam be condom tu stab inside. Na pick stab inside. Piece ka stab inside. O go sandinem this way.
In addressing this, they have set up the security firm.
Mi blakat one black company name Hatuk Mama Investment. So Hatuk Mama Investment here. Kari one black bikini Hatuk Mama security firm. Balugati mol mama in Chelo market.
The mothers would have not achieved all this without the help of volunteers like Francis James, Master's son, who has volunteered to support his mother.
The inspiration behind that is I saw that, this unemployment problem is a greater problem in our country. Even the government themselves, they really can't solve that problem. And then at the same time too, we also have the potential in human resources and all this. But
Francis graduated in 2022 with a bachelor's degree in sustainable fisheries marine resources from the University of Natural Resources and Environment, but chose to work with his mother.
Growing up, seeing the mothers facing all the problems at the Korean market, and then running around with the police and all this, and then I grew up with that, sort of like Gibson Robert too.
Assisting Francis is Gibson Robert, who also graduated this year as a trade electrician but chose to support the mothers. Gibson's late mother was also part of the group of resilient women who used the market to sustain their families and support their children's education.
We want to give back to the community. Like many of the boys, many of the youths like us, they're involved in so many criminal activities like stealing, smuggling of marijuana, drinking homebrew and all these things involved in theft and robbery and all this. And it is not good. They are only destroying themselves. They are only...
Retired police officer Madam Petrina Dikin, who served in the police force for over 40 years and has been supporting and advising the women over the years, said they still have a lot to do to support the women in Gordon's market.
The aim of the project is to empower women to take ownership in the market space, to make decisions for themselves, to face situations in the market themselves, and then come together on a round table and then talk among themselves and see how best they could network in partnership with the market division and the government of the day, in partnership together, that corroborately we could all work together to create a safer marketplace.
Dickens says underprivileged communities need attention from the government.
We look at the population of the people with degrees and masters and PhDs. We are on a time bomb. Soon and very soon we'll leave our comfortable shades and be returning back to the society of Papua New Guinea, into the settlement and into our villages in Papua New Guinea. The population is waiting to grab us. It is about time that community now partnership with the police department, Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary Family Sexual Violence Unit, that we work with mothers in the market space. We improve market space to be a better safe place to generate income.
She said the women from Central Province deserve equal market space in the main markets in the city, which has been lacking.
Our sisters and our mothers and our children from the central provinces, like from Rigo Highway and from Mekio Highway, when they're coming into the cities, how will they feel safe in the marketplace? This is the central land. So if we are migrating from other centers into here and we're generating and living on a market space, on the street and in a market gazetted NCD gazetted market space, we must have a breathing space for these women to come and market. We can't push them aside. They've got children as well as we got children. We're all on an equal footing.
Women's representative from the Kairuku District Development Authority, Anna Ofu, was impressed with the Safe City, Safe Market for Women Association and said to work in collaboration with them.
All mama all panim hatru lo kamisalo city. Mi blo here, National Capital District. But then we find very hard to enter this market or Mosby City. Mi bla kamantem knife na bilom all katim. Na market all around Kaminsalo Gardens market, especially Baroko, all these ladies there from Central Province, or Insalo Mekio Kairuku, Kuni, but all unsafe.
The group's security firm, Atok Mama Security, recently graduated 22 youths who will be working in Gordon's market to assist in creating a safe space for women. The youths received gender sensitization and self-defense and peace promotion training to better serve the market.
We provide 100% support because the actual situation on the ground, the reality, the fact of the issue is, Gorens and one by area of the policing inside the country, and one by open up inside the NCD by looking and Gorens and one by transit point where everybody flood into Gorens and then will go out from there.
The story of this resilient woman is a testament that not all people living in settlements in the city are labeled as opportunists and people who harbor criminal activities, but people striving to earn an honest living and create a better society for everyone, regardless of their background.
That's all we have for you on this episode of A Closer Look. Join us same time next week for another episode. On behalf of the entire team, thank you for watching and pleasant viewing.